Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all to our first meeting for 2025. And we have no one in the gallery tonight, but anyway, I think that we will have a good meeting. We have a few things that we need to get through. So first of all, record of attendance. We have no apologies. We have a full house this evening. Item 2, confirmation of minutes. And I'm sorry, I think that I have missed one very big step, which is acknowledgement of country. So I will go back to that. My apologies. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we meet today, the Tomagina people, and to pay our respect to those that have passed before us, their history and their culture. And as I said, I apologise, we've already gone through item 1. Item 2 is confirmation of minutes of the previous ordinary meeting. There is a recommendation there before you, councillors. Could I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Councillor Roberts, seconded. Councillor Bramich. Are there any corrections of the minutes? And they need to be identified and agreed upon at this point prior to taking a vote to adopt the minutes. No amendments. I put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. Item 3 is declarations of interest. Councillor and agenda item. Councillor Roy, you have 18.1, a declaration of interest. No. Yep, okay. Thank you. Are there any further councillors that have conflicts of interest this evening? Staff, any staff that have conflicts of interest? Okay, moving on. Item 4, announcements by the Mayor. Item 4.1, I've been reappointed by the Governor of Tasmania, the Honourable Barbara Baker, as a member of the Tasmanian Library Board for a further 3-year term, and at the Cradle Coast AGM on the 10th of December last year, I was elected to the position of Chief Rep. It is my intention to encourage collaboration between all 9 councils of the Cradle Coast region to advocate for outcomes that strengthen and build the future of the region. Item 4.2, the Mayor's communications. There is a recommendation before you, councillors, to note my communications. Could I have a mover for that motion, please? Councillor Bramich.
Yes, so moved.
Oh, sorry.
I'll second.
Councillor Bramich moved and seconded. Councillor Johnson. Councillor Bramich, did you wish to make any comments about my communications? No. Yeah, okay, thank you. From the floor, are there any comments about the communications? If not, I'll put that motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. That you wish to highlight in this motion? No. Okay, I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. Item 5, public questions and statements. As we have no those 2 people and the officers' comment, there will be no debate at 6:04. We have no public questions without notice or statements relating to planning matters. Item 6.3, there is a recommendation before you, councillors. The council, in accordance with Section 51 and Section 57 of the Land Use Planning and Approvals Act 1993 and the Tasmanian Planning Scheme, Waratah Wynyard grant approval for subdivision 2 into 3 lots at 47 Bridge Street and Lot 1, Bridge Street, Sisters Beach, subject to a list of conditions. Could I have a move?
So moved.
Councillor Courtney moved. Could I have a seconder?
Seconded.
Councillor Roberts. Councillor Courtney, would you like to discuss this motion?
Not discuss, but I would like to say thank you to our Acting General Manager for the work he put in on this to get a positive resolution. And that's, for me, going to be particular that we follow up on the criteria that is 4 and 9 that, ensures that that's done and that's followed up on, and we monitor that. So thank you very much to Acting General Manager for the work he did to get that resolved.
Thank you. That we'll make sure that that's passed on to the Acting General Manager. Are there any further comments? Are there any councillors who wish to talk against the motion? If not, there have been no opposing. There has been no opposing discussion, so there's no need for it to be closed. I will now put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. Item 6.4, dwelling and outbuildings, 2 sheds, 2 shipping containers located at 1791 Prialina Road, Prialina. The recommendation before you, councillors, is to refuse an application for a dwelling and outbuildings, 2 sheds and 2 shipping containers at 1791 Prialina Road, Prialina, based on the following grounds, and they are listed there for you. Could I have a mover for that motion,
So moved.
please? Councillor Courtney has moved. Could I have a seconder?
Seconded.
Councillor Roberts. Councillor Courtney, would you like to open the discussion, please?
Not much of a discussion. I'm happy to support council's recommendation on this, and I personally do not like when we get applications through respective approvals. We shouldn't be, I know that it's discretionary, but we shouldn't be getting applications for retrospective approval. That is wrong by the people that have done the wrong thing, and it shouldn't be then put to council to say, hey, we've done the wrong thing, but we'd like you to retrospectively approve it. So I appreciate the points that council have made, and I'm happy to refuse the application.
Thank you, Councillor Courtney. Are there any further speakers to this motion? Councillor Bramage.
Thanks, Mayor. I'm going to support the motion, but it might sound like I'm speaking against it. Sustainable Timbers haven't got a problem with this, how I understand it. A beautiful road into the property through Sustainable Timbers property, which has got the access to it. I guess the issue I've got is the mining lease that's next to it. And it hasn't, the gravel pit hasn't been operated for years and might never will, but that's might. I would like to see this applicant appeal our decision and let it go to the tribunal and hopefully get a happy medium between the mining people and the applicant, because there's a property in there that's going to waste if nothing can happen. Banks onto the Inglis River, beautiful little property. And with the shortage of housing and all that, I really encourage the applicant to appeal our decision, and I think we're making the right decision as far as council's hands are tied, and try and work out something with the mining tribunal, the mining, whatever they called, to come to some happy medium where they can sign a contract that if the mine if the gravel pit ever starts up, they can't complain, or vice versa. And I can't see how hard that really is. So that's about all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Councillor Bramage, and also for yours, Councillor Courtney. They're very important. Are there any further speakers to this motion or against this motion? Okay, if you would like to close, thank you, Councillor Courtney.
I would hope the applicant does not appeal, because our planning officers, their time is valuable. Our general manager's time is valuable. So I don't want to see our planning officers being appealed and public money being used to defend this in the planning appeal tribunal. So I hope they don't appeal. I hope they do the right thing.
Thank you, Councillor Courtney. If there are no further speakers, I'm going to put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. I now close the planning part of the meeting at 6:10. Item 7, matters raised by councillors. 7.1, responses to those matters. Councillor Edwards, traffic control, entering Old Bass Highway from the new subdivision. You have you put forward a question and there is an officer's response. There is no opportunity for debate on this particular item. No councillors' questions received in writing. Councillor questions without notice. Are there any questions this evening without notice? Councillor Bramage.
Thanks, Mayor. I'll be very quick. I've got 4.
Okay.
That I don't expect answers tonight. I guess the first one is the footpath in Goldie Street, which is the main street. From Woolworths to Dixon's Pharmacy is a disgrace, in my opinion. Dirty, black spots, chewing gum, they say, that's what that is. I just wonder whether we could bring this to a workshop to see what products are out there now in acid washes and that sort of thing to give it a good clean up. I know it costs money, I know that, but can we do a trial somewhere? Anyway, I won't go on about it, just can we bring it to a workshop in the near future,
Yes,
please?
that's your question, to bring it to the workshop. And your second question?
Second question is regarding state growth and the Calder roundabout. A period of time ago, we had a...
Councillor Bramage, can you put your question first?
Right, yeah, well, the disgrace of the roundabout and how state growth are not mowing it. We had, and they told us that was Gono and mowed it regularly, and it's a barefaced lie what they told us. We had a meeting with a lady by the name of Denise from State Growth, and she's not there anymore, but I just wonder whether we can have another meeting with, it's an entrance to our town, and
Okay.
if we can't push this onto State Growth,
Yep. You're actually talking
Yeah, I
to
know,
the
I know.
question. So your question is you're requesting that we have another meeting with State Growth to discuss the condition of the Calder Road roundabout.
yeah, or even management have a meeting, and look,
Yeah, you don't no more. We just want the question.
yeah, don't really care who does the talking.
Thank you. And your third question?
The third question is Pages Road and Calder Road Junction. Can someone have a look when you're coming out of Pages Road onto Calder Road at a site distancing for a safety reason?
So your question for to be recorded tonight is for the staff to assess the situation at Pages Road, particularly around the trees that are interfering with the sight line.
Yeah, that's it, thanks. Yeah,
Yep.
Pages Calder Road, yep.
And your first...
One more.
You've got no more?
One more.
Oh, one more.
Yeah, one. A period of time ago, we made a decision to put some fluoro line marking in. Can we chase the contractor up and hurry him up? It was a few months ago now this was going to happen, and we was going to be the first in the state to trial this. But the way we're going to be the last.
Okay. So your question, Councillor Bramage, is for this to be chased up and have something happening sooner rather than later.
Or give it to me and I'll put it on the road.
Okay, well, great. Thanks. I won't record that bit.
Thank you. That's it. That's it for
Thank you. Are there any further questions from the councillors? Councillor Highland.
Thanks, Madam Chair. The stamper mill in Waratah, I just wondered if I can get an update on the progress of the work that was being done. The tourist season will be over, and a couple of jobs that need fixing. The other one, have we had any staff or yourself, Madam Chair, have approached any of the major parties?
Spoken with Anne Urquhart, I suppose, would be the other person that he needs to. But it certainly will be addressed very, very soon.
It's just that we've had a good run. We need to keep it up. And one more, the rabbits in Somerset.
Yeah.
Have we got a date or when they're going to round them up again? I think they're getting out of proportion again. Yes,
I have brought that up with the acting GM living on the Esplanade. There are more rabbits than people at the moment, and I think that they certainly do need to be removed one way or another. So it is, it has been brought up. I'm hoping that it happens this coming week, but if not, we'll keep an eye on that.
Thank you.
Actually, it's quite dangerous. If you walk on the grass, there are so many rabbit holes. That's how bad it is. So yeah. Apart from that, that was just my comment. So thank you for that question. We'll just keep an eye on that. Are there any further questions, please, from the councillors? If not, I shall move on to item 9, reports of officers and committees, the annual plan progress report. There's a recommendation before you, councillors, that this report be noted for 24-25 annual plan progress report. So, could I have a mover for that motion, please?
So moved.
Councillor Roberts. Seconded. Councillor Courtney. Councillor Roberts, do you wish to speak to this motion?
Just the same thing I say every time. I cannot encourage the members of the public enough to read these. So thank you.
Thank you for that, Councillor Roberts. Councillor Raw, yeah, can you turn your microphone on, please?
Is it possible for me to make a statement?
You can
there?
make a statement.
Yeah, look, I enjoyed reading the report. Great stuff in there as usual. But I just noted that the outstanding actions 23-24 include the penguin viewing experiences, and that's been pushed into 24-25, which is fine. I was just wondering whether the two public questions at the start of the meeting about beach access, Doctors Rocks to Burntwood Point, is there a possibility that that could be included in the penguin viewing experiences for that area, and we could see if there is a way to address either rationalising or putting in more, but have a solid plan around access to the beaches along that part of the Wynyard. Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Raw. That's been noted. Thank you. And that question will be taken on notice. Are there any further speakers to the annual plan progress report, please? If not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. Moving on to 9.2, Quarterly Information Report for the Community and Engagement Department. You have a recommendation before you, councillors, for this very comprehensive report, and I'm going to make the comment supported with excellent data. So it is a really outstanding report. Could I have a mover for this particular motion, please?
So moved.
Councillor Roberts.
Seconded.
Councillor Courtney seconded the motion. Councillor Roberts, do you wish to speak to this motion?
Just to say that I agree with you, Mayor Dunniam, that these reports are very comprehensive and the information that is in them is invaluable, and that I highly encourage every single meeting for the public to check all our reports and check out all our documents. All the information for pretty much any question they may have is somewhere in those documents. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Roberts. Are there any further speakers to this motion? Councillor Highland.
Yeah, just a question. There is something in there in regard to, they're going to do something in regard to the promotion of the cars down the track. I'm just wondering, given that it's probably a well-known fact around the place now that people are just passing by visitor information centres and doing their own thing, should it be the time that we sort of have a bit of a discussion around our long-term plans, I suppose, for that centre, and given that probably 3-4 years down the track the childcare centre's going to go over here, whether we can do something fairly special, given that we've got plenty of time to do it.
Thank you, Councillor Highland. That has been noted, and the question will be taken on notice. Are there any further speakers to this motion? Councillor Raw.
Yeah, I'd just like to bring everyone's attention to the accessibility improvements. That there's a widget that's been put through the council's website, and that tool enhances user accessibility. So when people come to our town, they can click on all the icons and find out all the up-to-date information on accessing everything that's available to people with a disability and those who don't. Yep.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention, Councillor Raw. Are there any further speakers to this motion? Councillor Bramage.
I just got a question.
Yes.
Has Great Coast Authority got a tourism officer?
No, Councillor Bramage, they don't at the moment.
Right. Well, I guess the question was going to be that the last tourism officer that come here was all for these pop-up information centres. And I just wonder whether they're still on the agenda in their eyes or what, but he's gone or she's gone and things are at a standstill with them.
Yep. When you speak, can you make sure you're talking to your microphone? I can't answer that question for you, Councillor Bramage, but I will find out for you.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I certainly do, yes. Now, are there any further speakers to this motion? If there are no further speakers, I'm going to put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. 9.3, Cradle Coast Waste Management Group Annual Report. There is a recommendation that Council note this report. It's the Annual Report 2023 to 24. Could I have a mover for this motion, please?
So moved.
Seconded.
Councillor Roberts moved and Councillor Courtney seconded. Councillor Roberts, do you wish to speak to this motion?
Just again, information in here about FOGO, information about waste diversion, which is about 39% at the moment, which is well below the national average of 60. It's expected to improve once the final two members join into this group. So, hopefully if everyone gets together and works together, we can get up to that and hopefully ahead of national standard. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Roberts. Any further speakers to this motion, please? If not, I will put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. 9.4, Contract number 831, Somerset Sports Precinct New Shared Facility Design. The recommendation is that Council award Contract 831, Somerset Sports Precinct New Shared Facility to Philp Lighton Architects for the tendered sum of $923,317.50 ex GST. Could I have a mover for that motion? Councillor Raw.
Yeah, I'll move the motion, please.
Okay, could I have a seconder, please?
Second.
Councillor Johnson. Councillor Raw, would you like to speak to this motion?
No, I think it's fine as is.
Are there any further speakers to this motion? Councillor Hyland, do you...
Button somewhere. Yeah, thanks, Madam Chair. It's obviously fairly exciting, I think, because it's a start on our major project. One of our many major projects, but it's something special given the interest in the basketball in particular, and I'm sure there's a lot of kids around really looking forward to the day that we get a start on that. So no, all for it. Good job.
Thank you, Councillor Hyland. Councillor Johnson.
I'd just like to congratulate the architects on this one. This is going to be another step in the right direction for Somerset with this building when it gets on, get up and going.
Thank you for that. Are there any further comments from the floor? Councillor Bramage.
Thanks, Mayor. Yeah, look, I haven't got a problem with this. I think it's probably fantastic for Somerset and the region. At the community meeting we had over there at the school regarding this, I was so excited that everyone was on the same page and was talking about the same thing, and it was quite exciting actually for Somerset people to be all together on this. And I say, well done, good on yous.
Thank you, Councillor Bramage. Are there any further comments, please? If not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. Item 9.5, the financial report for the period ended 31st of December 2024. Could I have a mover for this motion to note the report?
So moved.
Councillor Roberts moved.
I'll second that.
Deputy Mayor Edwards seconded. Councillor Roberts, do you wish to make any comments about this motion?
As per usual, I just genuinely want to credit our finance department at Waratah Wynyard Council. It's very complex when you involve all the different laws and legislation on top of the financial requirements, just the local government requirements as well, and public funds, etc. Also grant funding and escrow, etc. Our finance department does an incredible job at running a sustainable council, and as you can see with the delivery of these projects and these tenders, that our council, in my opinion, is quite literally the best in the state at it. So thank you very much to all the members of the staff that are involved in it.
Thank you, Councillor Roberts. Are there any further speakers to this motion?
I guess just a question is on page 81, I don't know what it would be on your computers, but it's on my hard copy, is there's a few things going over. Will that make too much difference to our budget?
Mr. Smith, if you'd like to respond, please.
Through you, Mayor. No, you'll note that there are a number of, on page 81, there are a number of line items in the materials and contracts area which have run over budget. But overall, we're forecasting that our position will be favourable by around 217,000 once they've been taken into effect. So we're actually tracking ahead of budget, even with those variances, and sort of tracking towards $1 million surplus. Which is
Well done, beauty.
I like your comment, Councillor Bramage. Are there any further comments, please, or questions? If not, I put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. 9.6, the Senior Management Report. There is a recommendation before you, councillors, 2 parts. The council note the monthly Senior Management Report and the updates provided in regard to, number 1, the Urban Stormwater Serviceable Area Minor Update and the 2024-25 Annual Plan Action Item, the Remembrance Project Design and Planning. Could I have a mover for that motion, please?
So moved.
Councillor Roberts.
I'll second that.
Deputy Mayor Edwards has seconded this motion. Do you wish to speak to this report?
Just as a note here, I want to credit obviously all the senior management team. I also want to credit our acting general manager Daniel Summers, who, if you reading through the agenda items, it's actually a few people have credited the acting general manager for the work he's done, and whilst only been in there a short time, as I was going through this, you can see that he's done some great work already. So thank you very much, Mr. Summers.
Thank you, Councillor Roberts. Are there any further speakers to this motion? If there are no further speakers to the motion, I put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. Moving on to item 10. Matters proposed for consideration in the closed meeting. We need to resolve by an absolute majority that the matters listed below be considered in a closed meeting. Could I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Councillor Roberts. Seconded, Councillor Highland. I put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. Item 11, closure of the meeting to the public. And we again need to resolve by an absolute majority to go into the closed meeting to consider the following matters. Could I have a mover?
I'll move that.
Deputy Mayor Edwards.
I'll second.
Councillor Johnson seconded that motion. I put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Carried unanimously. I now close the open meeting at 6:30.